It's never been about the numbers for me. I think the numbers come.
Aidan Hutchinson's only one guy. When you only have one guy, you can't get to the quarterback.
You can only hold out so long in a secondary.
But you can visibly see a certain impact that a defensive player has on the game. Reflection on that, because there are some rookies in this game who will play, Aidan Hutchinson included. It's going to be a special day, and a lot is expected of him. I mean, look, when you see last night how dominant defensive players can be, you saw Von Miller last night. Aaron Donald is only the best or second best defensive player ever to play in this game. The impact defensive players can have on any particular game, it's a big deal, and so many people are looking to Aidan Hutchinson to shore up this defensive line and get after the quarterback.
Yeah, you want to get after the quarterback. Like, that's how you have success in the NFL. You get after the quarterback, you sack quarterback, you make it third and long, third and longer. You also get that defense off the field so that you can keep the offense on momentum, like you saw the Buffalo Bills yesterday with Von Miller, what he provided for that defensive line, and Rougeau and Ed Oliver. Those guys were really coming after Matt Stafford. But, it's not just on Aidan Hutchinson. Aidan Hutchinson's only one guy. When you only have one guy, you can't get to the quarterback. You got to have a couple guys in the offensive line. You got to have some defenders on the back end. You got to have DBs checking the wide receivers. Because if you stop these guys at the line of scrimmage, if you got guys that are not open, that creates quarterback panic. That creates seconds. That clock's ticking in his head. Now he's patting the ball. Now it's easier to sack. So it's going to take everybody a collective effort to really, really, really get Aidan going. But he has a high motor. And that's the one thing that I was a little bit nervous of going into this year is you got Aidan who has a high motor. We see the ability that he has. This guy can get to the quarterback when he's on a good team. How Charles Harris is going to help him. When Okoro comes back, how is that going to help him? And the linebacking core. Still don't know what you're going to see out of that linebacker core. I think that is the weak link of the defense and of the team. So Aidan's going to play, but he can only be as great as the sum parts on that side of the ball.
They got to get pressure on the quarterback. Let's face it, because the secondary of the Lions is not proven yet, especially with Aurier out. So that's it, man. You could only hold out so long in a secondary. You gotta rush the passer. And how many sacks you think, really, the two of you? How many sacks for Hutchinson this year?
10.
10's a good number. I mean, it's 18 games. I mean, it's 17 games now. You figure, I'm gonna go 9.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go one.
Basically, one every other game.
I'm gonna go one every other game because I'm just looking at this defense as a whole. Like, we keep talking about, that's the weak link. Look at the secondary position. Like, the secondary position, they're unproven. Your best DB is Ermanni Aurier. He's not playing right now. So you're seeing, what are you going to get out of that secondary? I ain't seen anything special out of these guys last year. I ain't seen anything special in training camp, if I'm being honest. The linebacker core. Like, we're waiting to see what Malcolm Rodriguez is going to do. Waiting to see if he can be that guy. One of those smaller linebackers that's compact but explosive, like a Zach Thomas. But with that being said, he's not starting. So we don't know how they're going to start. So that defensive line, Charles Harris being paid last year for his 7.5 sacks, Aidan Hutchinson being drafted 2 overall because of what he did at Michigan. Those guys are really going to have to be the leaders on that side of the ball. It's not the linebackers. It's not the secondary. Tracy, and I understand Tracy Walker, but it's not them. It's that D line. They're going to have to bring it, much like the O-line on offense.
For Aidan Hutchinson, though, and you asked the question, what would you consider a successful season, or what number would you put on a sack total for Aidan Hutchinson? I don't know if it's about a particular number, but you can visibly see a certain impact that a defensive player has on the game. Tomorrow, if he doesn't get to Hurts, if he doesn't get Hurts down, or Sunday if he doesn't get Hurts down, but he makes Hurts uncomfortable, if he makes him run all over the place, sideline to sideline, and throw on the run. Now, he does throw on the run pretty darn good. Jalen Hurts, it's one of the strong suits that he has, is he can roll out and throw, but those designed rollout plays is what he's comfortable with. When he's got to scramble and throw, I just think that's a little bit of a different animal.
It's a different animal, but it's not a different animal when you're the number 1 rush team in the NFL. When you have the best offensive line in the NFL, when you have Miles Sanders, who's going to be predicted. We keep talking about DeAndre Swift taking that next step. Well, guess who else was in his class who's going to take that next step? That's Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders is a guy that's going to take that next step behind that amazing offensive line with the tight end Dallas Goedert as well. When you can run the ball so efficiently as they can, you got a quarterback that everybody's scared of, running the ball as well. Led the league last year in rushing yards was Jalen Hurts. It was not Lamar Jackson. It was Jalen Hurts. So when you got that run going, man, you keep defenses on their toes. Now, Aidan Hutchinson, he doesn't know how to explode off the ball when it's coming because run. He's thinking inside. Now you hit him with a little run, you put it in your chest, and you throw the ball over the top to A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith. It's just a tough beast when you're playing against a team that can do both. Haven't proven they can do the offense so much, the passing game so much, but it's coming, as they say in East Lansing.
What is a successful season? What's a successful game for Aidan Hutchinson? Here's his thoughts on that.
If I can turn on that tape after and I know that I'm dominated and I'm doing my job and I'm it's never been about the numbers for me. I think the numbers come. So I think if I'm able to turn on that tape and be happy with myself, I think that's a win in my book.
And really, impact. I mean, that impact can come in so many different ways, Bray. I mean, as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean, just think about your own position. Blocking downfield or running crisp routes and giving your quarterback an alley. You don't have to catch 12 passes a game to make some crazy impact on that game.
Yeah, 100%. A guy like Aidan Hutchinson, the high motor guy, man, he's coming off that end. Look, you want to take on double teams. You want teams to have to worry about you. You want to get upfield so far. You want to get up the field so fast that the quarterback in Jalen Hurts, as you alluded to, now he's thinking about you. Now he's worrying about you. Now he's making some mistakes because he's thinking about you. Now they have to slide protection, which means now you got to take away from some of the things that we do well. Now we got to add an extra guy. Maybe we want to have Dallas Goedert out there to go run option plays, to run passing plays. But now we got to bring him in as an extra tight end to chip off that side for Aidan Hutchinson. That's how you impact game. Get the offensive coordinator thinking about Aidan Hutchinson. Sliding protection. Now you're costing them an extra man in protection, a mindset, and a concept mind play. So that's what you want to do with Aidan. Have guys thinking about you. That's how you impact the game as well.